wanted these rods perfect. It is
It's a little rough today.
a little bit bumpy.
And a fish on the Inshore Reef Slayer. This fish is what this rod was designed for. And here is what happened, guys. So it looks like he pretty much broke the line. Big shark, big shark. They taste really, really good. You can eat them raw.
Oh, it's a huge bull shark.
You can't make this stuff up, guys. Now let's show you guys some fish on the Inshore Reef Slayer.
Welcome to another Gale Force Twins episode. Today we're going to be doing something that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. We're going to be breaking in our Inshore Reef Slayer Gale Force rod. We've had these rods for a couple of months. They've been on our site, but we have not had the weather or the time to get out and go fishing with them. So first, we're going to be going over the rod, all the details about it, why we built it the way we built it, what species you can target with it, and then most importantly, we're going to be breaking them in on hopefully some yellowtail snappers. My name's Amanda, Emily's behind the camera, and welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins. Here it is, we have our Gale Force Inshore Reef Slayer rod. So what we're gonna do, I think I'm gonna start with the butt and go all the way to the tip top on every piece of this rod. Now we have gone through a year of prototypes.
More than a year,
More than
Amanda.
a year of prototypes, multiple rounds of prototypes, because we wanted these rods perfect. We put so much effort into them. We flew to Washington to physically look at the parts and pieces, touch the blanks, and then we had them built. We had them shipped to Florida. We fished with them. We changed them up. We told them what we wanted. Fished with them again and again and again, and then finally, we now have a final product. So let's go over this rod. So for the butt, we went with a rubber gimbal. That was very much on purpose because it's super comfortable on the hip. You don't really need a fighting belt if you're targeting yellowtail snappers, but if you do hook into a big fish and you want one, you can either use a fighting belt, and more importantly, we wanted this on here so that it sits in your rod holders nicely. The grips, the rear grip and the foregrip are both EVA foam, which is super durable and super lightweight. So that was the point. You'll notice across all of our rods, we went with durable and lightweight as the most important features of our rods. So durable and lightweight is great, but also it's very sensitive. So you're gonna feel the bites. I could probably hold my rod down here and I will feel my pinfish on the end of the hook all the way out in the ocean. Then we have our graphite reel seat. Once again, graphite. We went with graphite because it's lightweight, durable, will not corrode, can handle the salt water and the salty air and all of that. We have little features including a red trim ring at the front of the foregrip, and we went with red and silver thread all up the rod because, well, that's just beautiful and those are our colors.
The Gale Force colors.
The Gale Force colors. I mean, I don't know how we could pick another color. Up next, we have our guides. Now, we went with stainless steel double foot guides for our final build.
But Amanda,
But
what is double foot?
Double foot means there are 2 sets of feet, okay, on the guide attaching to the rod. Now, when we first built these prototypes, the first 2 rounds had single foot guides. Now, single foot guides are very common in inshore fishing, in freshwater fishing, and it makes the rod lightweight. But this was the one situation where we said, I would rather sacrifice a teeny tiny bit more weight to add durability. So we went with double foot guides because we want these rods to be rods that you can use yellowtailing offshore and take them inshore. Because I don't know how about you, but the amount of times that I've had single foot guides twist, bend and break on me has been incredibly frustrating. So we didn't want that to be something you guys had to worry about it. Now our freshwater rods do have single foot guides, but that's because it's freshwater, that's just a different category altogether, different genre. So we said we still wanted this to be able to go out there. I mean, I could go catch schoolie Mahi with this rod if I wanted to, and I guarantee we will this summer. So that's why we really went with double foot guides, and they're stainless steel. So double foot, they're not gonna twist, bend, or break, and stainless steel, extreme corrosion resistance. Now we have to talk about the blank. The most important part of the rod, if you ask me, because it's the biggest piece of the rod, the blank. We went with a graphite blank. Graphite's gonna be incredibly lightweight, incredibly sensitive. You're gonna feel every single tap, every single bite perfect for yellowtails, perfect for mangrove snappers, maybe even a permit on the flats. So you're gonna feel everything. It's also gonna be incredibly durable. This rod is a 10 to 20 pound fast action rod. It's a 7-foot rod. So Emily, what else can we target on this rod? Why is it called the Inshore Reef Slayer? So let's start with the Inshore species.
Okay, so it's good inshore if you want to fish the channels.
Yes.
For mangrove snappers, jacks, jack crevalle, yellow jacks. You could easily catch some red groupers. We've done it on this rod. What else can you catch inshore with this rod? Permit on the flats, maybe some small tarpon. This would be a great rod to, try to like fish for snapper at the bridges. Basically the channels, inshore, and then moving from the bridges to the reef.
So we've got
reef,
the patch reefs,
yellowtails.
we've got yellowtail snappers, we've got some, you could catch mutton snappers on
mangrove
this.
snappers on the
mangrove
reef too.
snappers on the reef. It's like the baby sibling of the doodle.
So
that's
it's
literally what it is.
It's an all-purpose lighter spinning rod than the doodle.
The
doodle is heavier for tarpon, cobia, big jacks, sharks,
the big fish, exactly. So, and then this rod, I will even add that with this rod, you could go catch schooling mahi offshore with it.
Oh yeah.
Which is part of the reason why we made it as durable as we did. So it can double inshore, the reef, maybe even take it offshore for those schoolies. Now, I think it's time to do some fishing.
What do you think it is, Amanda?
What do I think it is?
Do you think it's a really nice grouper?
I think it's a really nice grouper.
All right, so this is not the Inshore Reef Slayer.
No, this is our do-it-all rod.
And guys, I did want to talk about this. So this rod, Amanda, is good for bottom fishing for groupers.
Yes. I mean, look at that bend.
Mahis and tunas offshore. This is the tarpon, cobia, jacks,
oh my gosh,
mahi, tuna, groupers. Did I miss anything? Sharks. This is called the do-it-all all-purpose spinning rod. And of course, when we came to the reef, even though our primary species was the yellowtail snappers, we were going to drop down a bottom rod. And Amanda, I am like really excited to see what this fish is.
My glutes are on fire. Okay, do you think you're in a rock?
No, we're definitely not in a rock. No way.
You think it's just a fish?
Yeah, I know it's a fish, Amanda.
Well, I mean, we know there's a fish on there. What do we have?
Jacks.
I see them. Emily, do we have a net, a landing net?
I don't know. We have a gaff.
Okay.
This thing is like, I don't know what it's massive.
It's massive?
I feel like it's a huge grouper.
So do I. What'd you have for bait?
A small pinfish.
What was your rig? A Carolina rig.
Sinker rig.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Are you gaining?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We're definitely gaining.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I see color. Oh, it's a massive shark.
It's a shark?
Wait, or it's a Goliath.
A Goliath.
I don't know.
Are you serious? If it's a massive shark, why didn't it run like a shark? Oh, it is a shark. What kind of shark do you think it is? Oh, it could be a big nurse shark.
Here we go.
Here he comes. Big shark, big shark. Oh my gosh, it's a nurse shark. Such a cool catch, Emily. Wow, okay, let's get this thing to surface, see if we can see him.
Oh my goodness,
Whoa.
it's huge.
Holy cow.
So you guys, we're wondering if the do-it-all rod can do it all.
Can the do-it-all rod do it all? Try to get his head out of the water.
I'm trying.
So this is our, oh, there he goes. Swims back down to the bottom. Okay, Emily.
Way to go, Amanda.
Wow. How many feet would you say that shark was?
Easily 10.
Oh, wow. I was gonna say 8.
Okay, well, 8 to 10.
Okay, 8 to 10.
Sounds fair.
Well, that was on the do-it-all rod, not the rod about this video. So like I was saying earlier, I need out of breath. Well, first of all, you didn't even recognize the fact that we traded. No, I did not. Amanda was like, Emily, you need to reel this fish in. So I reeled it in. I need a minute. Before we could even get our bait out and our line out on the Inshore Reef Slayer, I had a sliding sinker rig on our do-it-all rod because we're at the reef, guys, and even though we're yellowtailing, I'm gonna drop a big bait down at the reef. That's where you're gonna catch the big nurse sharks, groupers, depending on the time of year, you could catch mutton snappers, nice mutton snappers at the reef. So I wanted a little bit of a heavier rod sitting on the bottom exactly for what just happened. So that's the do-it-all rod, hence the name, because you can do it all with it. And here is what happened, guys. So it looks like he pretty much broke the line. This was only 30-pound line. And on a side note too, this is a 15 to 30 pound rod. So our do-it-all rod is 15 to 30 pound. And just for some perspective,
just because a rod is rated 15 to 30 pound does not mean it can't catch fish bigger than 30 pounds.
I mean, I would say that shark was
definitely more than 30 pounds. I mean, think about 30 pounds. Kona is, how much does Kona weigh? Kona weighs
She's 55 pounds.
She's sleeping.
There's Kona.
Sleeping. Now let's show you guys some fish on the Inshore Reef Slayer. Fish on the Inshore Reef Slayer. To be honest, guys, I haven't seen any yellowtails, so I don't know if it's a yellowtail. I don't know what it is.
It could be a jack or something.
It could be a jack, or it could be it's a yellowtail.
It's any size to him?
A decent. I mean,
it's a keeper?
No, not really.
No. Let's swing him in. We've got our yellowtail snapper.
He actually might be a keeper. He might be 11 inches. Tiny bit too short.
Keep going.
This fish and species like yellowtail snapper is what this rod was designed for. So I'm super excited that we just caught the targeted species that this rod was made for.
That's definitely a keeper, by the way.
It's definitely a keeper. It's 12, they only have to be 12 inches to keep, 10 per person.
Yep, there you go.
Let's give him a measure.
Are you lipping your snapper?
I am lipping my yellowtail snapper, so they have to be 12 inches to keep. This guy's definitely gonna be a keeper, but let's take a double check for you guys.
Okay, ready? Hold on, one sec. It's a little bumpy today.
And
12 and a half?
Almost 13 definitely
inches.
a keeper fish. Let's make some dinner, Amanda. How's that sound?
Totally agree.
Are you on?
Are you on?
I am on.
And this time,
it is not a yellowtail.
What is it? What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, Amanda. Yeah.
I think we got a zero.
Mackerel.
Zero mackerel. Ready?
Swing them in. Guys, you're gonna need to forgive the shaky camera today. It's
a little rough today.
A little bit bumpy.
And we're on anchor, which is like when it's bumpy and then you anchor yourself.
Let's check out this fish.
All right, guys, check it out. We've got a zero mackerel. Now, what makes this a zero as opposed to a Spanish mackerel or a king mackerel? It's those dotted dashed lines. So yeah, he has a solid line, but you see those dots? That's what makes him a zero mackerel. Again, guys, another perfect species that you can catch on the reef, also inshore with the Inshore Reef Slayer. Fish. Oh, this is a bigger one, Amanda.
Really?
What do you think it is? Do you think it's a yellowtail?
I think it's gonna be.
That's interesting.
A yellowtail
aren't showing up in the
snapper.
chum. If you guys have seen our other yellowtail videos, a lot of times they'll show up in the chum slick. But I guess they're just not in the mood today.
They're just shy today.
We lost him. We lost it. Well, guys, it looks like there's quite a few zeros around that last fish that we just caught. They have some teeth, and it broke the line. His teeth broke the line. We got a fish on. What do you think it is this time, Amanda?
I'm really
think it's another
hoping
zero?
it's a yellow. I don't really care if it's a yellowtail or a zero because both taste delicious.
I agree. Both do taste delicious, and it's a yellowtail.
It's a yellowtail.
We got a yellowtail.
Let's get him in the boat.
Definitely a keeper yellowtail. Look at this one.
Whoa,
that's like a 13-incher.
Yellowtail snapper.
Oh, they're starting to show up.
They're
I just
here?
saw one in the. Yeah, I just saw one like in the slick.
Okay, let's get some chum out.
We got another fish on. Here we go. This one oh, here we go.
He realized he's hooked.
He realized he's hooked. All right, this guy's a little bit on the. Oh, maybe not.
It's another yellowtail snapper.
Swing him in
So
the
the
boat.
snappers are definitely, there he is. They are definitely showing up today after a little bit of chum.
All right, guys, so this was the last fish that I caught. No, this was
The
two
second
fish
to
ago.
last fish.
And then on the deck behind Amanda, this one I just caught. But check this one out. I think this one's gotta be like, what, Amanda, 14 inches?
Easily.
Let's check 'em out.
Easily a 14-inch fish. Okay, ready? Let's go.
All right. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Pinch the tail.
More than 14 inches.
What was that, 14 and a half?
It was like 14 and a quarter.
Nice.
Into the box. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Into the box.
Oh, goodbye.
Is it what, Amanda?
A winner snapper dinner.
Oh, yes. We are definitely gonna be having some snappers for dinner.
Is he on? Or does
He oh, yes, there he is.
He's there. He just didn't know he was
So a little
hooked.
fun fact / pro tip, which I know we've shared with you guys before, is if they don't see how you saw how fast I reeled that line. And for the first, see, it's a zero. It's a zero.
It's a zero.
So zeros and yellowtails for dinner? I mean, that sounds great to me. Watch out, Amanda. I'm gonna swing
All right,
him.
hold on. Let me back up.
Swinging him in the boat.
on to the deck he goes. There he is. So Ceros and yellowtail snappers.
They're both really fast swimmers.
Yes, so tell us more.
Okay. Here we have our Cero, and Ceros and yellowtail snappers, and a lot of fish for that matter, like tunas even, they're really fast swimmers. So I felt the line start flying out of my hands, and I was like, oh, there's a fish on. So I reeled, I closed the bail, I started reeling really, really fast, and I sat there doing this for probably a good 10, 20 seconds, Amanda. I mean, it felt like a long time.
Maybe more like 8 seconds.
Maybe 8 seconds. And a lot of people, they'll reel and they'll go, it's not there. But no, because what happens is these fish will start swimming towards you. So if you feel that initial bite and you reel, you don't feel it, keep going until you can actually probably maybe see your hook.
Well, that time you could actually see it.
That time I reeled all the way till he was like 10 feet from the boat. And so my bait was probably 50 feet from the boat when he bit it. And then by the time I got tight on it, he was like 10 feet from the boat. He was right there. So a little pro tip, if you're not sure,
keep reeling.
Keep reeling. Here we have our Cero mackerel in close shot view for you guys. So earlier I was talking about the dotted lines, those are the dotted lines, and then we have this solid line. And then a king mackerel would be pretty much all silver. They wouldn't really have any of this yellow pattern that you can see there. So fun fact, there is no minimum size limit for Cero mackerels, so we're gonna be keeping this guy. They grow to be pretty large, and this time of year you'll catch them on the reef at, you know, average size, smaller to average, medium size. That Cero mackerel is obviously on the smaller side, but this time of year you're gonna catch them in numbers on the reef, kind of like schoolies, like schoolie Mahi, schoolie Ceros. And then, other than that, the biggest ones we ever caught, let's have this picture pop up for you guys. Amanda caught this in the Bahamas on a planer. We were wahoo fishing, and they're kind of a similar species to wahoo from that perspective. They taste really, really good. You can eat them raw.
They're sushi meat.
They're sushi meat. Let's take a minute and talk about the rig and the setup of the rod. So if you guys do buy this rod and want to come to the reef and catch yellowtail snappers and Ceros, you guys can know how. So I already put a shrimp on it. This is the shrimp on my jig. You can see I broke the head off and ripped the tail off and just slid the hook on, kind of like it was a worm. You see that good, Amanda?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. For reference, this was the jig I was using without the shrimp on, so you guys can see that. I did 10 feet of 15-pound leader, so that's 2 wingspans. So I'm gonna toss that into the water, and I attached that 10 feet of leader to my braid, which is on my reel. Here you guys can see where the fluorocarbon meets the braid. I just tied a double uni knot. The braid of choice that I have on my reel is 30-pound red Power Pro braid. You guys could do any other brand that you like, but we are fans of braid. And then the number one question that we get from you guys when you purchase rods is what reel to put on it. This is the Penn Slammer size 5500. I would recommend size 4500 to 65 would be the biggest I would go. 45 would be on the small side, 55 would be kind of maybe in that sweet spot. If you have a reel already that's around that size, by all means, just put it on, guys. We have Penn's, Shimano's, we have IRT, which is a Made in America smaller brand. We're not necessarily brand specific on reels. It's more so the size that you want to pay attention to. So this one might be Penn goes by 55, 65, 75. But for example, IRT goes by 500, 600, 700. So a Penn Slammer 5500 would be an IRT 500. Now for the technique, you guys can see this is called freelining. Literally letting the line go, and I am trying to keep as little pressure on the line as possible at all times. I don't know how many times I can emphasize this, guys, from when we take people fishing, they will stop and be like, is there a fish? Guys, that's like a no-no. Do not do that. Let the line go. Amanda, can you see the chum in the water?
Yeah, it's right there.
All right, so you guys can see all the little particles of chum, right? Now I have a shrimp on my hook, and I want my shrimp to look like a chum particle. That chum has no line attached to it, no hook attached to it, nothing is attached to it, so it's never gonna stop moving. So do not let your shrimp stop moving. You want your shrimp to look like a piece of chum floating in the chum slick. Now how you know you have a bite, I will keep doing my freelining, letting the line out, and all of a sudden the line will go pew, like really fast, and then you'll be like, oh my gosh, there's something there. Again, fight the urge to stop the line, grab the line, even close the bail. Breathe, count 3 seconds. 1 Mississippi, or 1 yellowtail, 2 yellowtails, 3 yellowtails. Then you're gonna close the bail and reel. Because you wanna, you can't make this stuff up, guys.
Tell us why.
Because you wanna give the fish time to eat it and swallow it.
To swallow
because
the
if you reel too fast, then they're just gonna spit it out and it's gonna come right out of their mouth. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's a huge bull shark. Get the yellowtail in the boat, Amanda. Did you get that on camera?
I did.
Oh my, that's a nice yellowtail.
Oh my gosh.
That was crazy. That was a huge, wow. Look at it, there it is. There's
Still
Amanda.
there? He's circling.
It's in the water.
He's circling. I don't know if we can see him now with the glare. Oh, we're not gonna be able to see him anymore. Wow, that was insane.
You ready, guys?
Yes.
Look at it. Look at it.
Oh,
it's 16 inch, almost 16 and a half.
Almost at the flags.
Almost at the flags. What do you consider a flag yellowtail, Amanda?
20 inches.
Some people say 24. Some people say
24. No, 20.
20. A 20 inch yellowtail is considered a flag yellowtail.
But
Wow,
that's
nice fish.
beautiful.
And we got a fish on.
Fish.
I feel like I got to reel really fast, you guys.
Because of that bull
bull
shark.
That was
Oh
terrifying.
my gosh, you have to reel so fast.
Here we go.
Reel.
Here we go.
Reel.
It's a remora. Okay, so this is really funny. You guys remember that big bull shark? So here's
Yes.
the remora. And
Oh
the
my
reason why
gosh.
this remora is here, excuse me, Amanda.
Ooh.
Check this out, you guys.
There he is.
There we go.
He's
There we
suctioned.
go. He is suctioned to the boat.
To the boat. These guys are the fish that hang out with sharks. There he goes.
They're also commonly mistaken for cobias. So when they get bigger, the cobia and remora look really similar. I mean, or you could say baby cobias look like baby remoras too. Either way, you guys, I think we've broken the rods. We showed you everything about them, why we designed the way we did. We caught the primary species that the rod was built for, the snappers. We caught enough for dinner. We
Caught
had fun with the
Ceros.
Ceros. We saw a lot of sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was a successful day. The sun is starting to set. We need to get inside and get home before it gets dark out. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. We hope you enjoyed watching us fish with the new Inshore Reef Slayer rod. If you would like to purchase it, galeforcefishing.com/shop. In the meantime, we want you to get out there, have fun, and stay safe.